Hey folks, this is JK from the Ministry of Otaku, 14-year anime convention veteran and cosplaying photographer, and I'm back with another video, this time of a very serious topic. It's regarding the great supply chain shortage of 2021, and it's affecting everything from basic goods, household supplies, electronics, basically anything you can think of. We're having shortages. We're having shortages of food in supermarkets, shortages of goods, and I think it's getting to a point where we're going to have shortages of everything else. And especially if you are an anime fan, we're going to have we might you might see shortages of electronic goods, figurines, manga. We're already seeing the categorized shortages of paper used to print manga, due to the fact that manga has a very high supply. I mean, due to the fact that manga has a very high demand due to the great lockdowns of 2020 and 2021, and due to the fact that so many people need escapism and are fleeing from the comic book market. But shortages I'm talking about are different type of shortages, and these shortages are basically based on the sea and on the land. On the sea side, we have hundreds of tankers been sitting in the ocean near Los Angeles for weeks, if not months. Primarily because there are few truck drivers that are going to the ports, especially the port of Los Angeles. And why we have few truck drivers is because of the increasing vaccine mandates. And many truck drivers are quitting instead of complying. And we already have a truck driver shortage in the United States. The vaccine mandates are making it worse. And a lot of these truck drivers are old, and they just decide to just quit instead of complying. Another factor on the sea side is that the longshoremen's union is, which are speculating that they are doing this on purpose. They're doing their work slowly on purpose so they can get a better deal on their union contract. As you can see, the shortages have already started on food, and it's going to start slowly going to any type of good you could think of, especially plushies, DVDs, manga, figurines, electronics, everything you can think of. So right now, when I'm telling you this right now, if there is anything you want before Black Friday, or before Thanksgiving, or before Christmas, don't wait till Black Friday. Get these goods now. If there's anything you want to give to your family or friends or to yourself on Christmas, get them now. Get them now, or as soon as possible. Get them now. And this will go for the PS5 or for any video game console, especially for the PS5 and the Nintendo Switch and the Xbox and the Xbox One, Xbox and the Xbox X series. Quite frankly, we're going to see a lot of shortages in electronic goods and replacement of goods. And unfortunately, the corporate mainstream media has been hiding the real reason why we're having food and product shortages. Primarily because of the fact that they try to make things look okay, while in reality they're not. I've always seen supply shortages in supermarkets, and they're getting worse. And in my neighborhood, most people are most people know it, but they're not questioning why there are shortages. And here's the thing. Here's the thing as well. Even the Anime News Network is not even reporting on this. They're not even reporting on the shortages. Now, I want to tell you why we're having these shortages of goods. It's because of the knock-on effects of the great hysteria of 2020 and the great lockdowns of 2020 and 2021. During any normal pandemic, supply lines kept running. The global economy kept running. And there was no shortages of supplies, not even of medical supplies. But this one's different because the pandemic started in China, and due to various political factors, no one wants to address the root issue. And due to this great panic that happened, which caused the lockdowns, this is why you're having these shortages right now. There was no shortages in the first year of the great lockdowns, but starting in March 2021, I think is where the shortages begun. And it's been filtering out slowly until August, September, when you see the shortages that are most obvious right now. That you don't see much rice or toilet paper. It's going to get to a point where your anime figurines are going to be most affected, or manga is going to be mostly affected, because the United States runs in a just-in-time system of most stores only have a 3-day supply of anything. Other than that, most of the stuff is in warehouses, and the warehouses, they're out of goods. They're out of goods. They can't resupply. The stores cannot resupply from the warehouses because the warehouses are mostly empty. That's why you're seeing these shortages. Now we got plenty of supply. Is that there are few workers willing to supply them because of the mandates, and because of that there have been many resignations, and also due to the super unemployment that has been given out for the past 12-18 months. It's terrible. But instead of blaming the great lockdowns, the corporate media keeps blaming the pandemic for everything as usual. And I think it's going to get to a point where we're going to experience another Great Depression, a worldwide Great Depression. Now here's an article from Ukiyo Kumo, a figurine provider and partner shop for Good Smile Company. And it says newsletter: what you should know about the supply chain nightmare in pre-orders. For those who are concerned about arrival statuses, products are still on the way, but they have been encountered some very stubborn friction as they both leave their origin and arrive at major destination ports such as the port of Los Angeles and Long Beach in California, resulting in substantial further unforeseen delays than anyone originally anticipated. This applies to not only Ukiyo Kumo, but every other retailer in the United States. Luckily, we are located in California, within miles of the distribution centers, so we will likely be receiving items more quickly than those that still need to freight across country to Midwest and East Coast retailers. From a lack of storage spaces limiting offloading to shortages in trucks, trailers, and workers, the problem has been a major pain point. If an item has not yet arrived and has scheduled for July to November release, there's a strong chance it is literally sitting on one of the ships in the below picture, which are essentially waiting in line for their term. If an item is scheduled to be released from December onward, we will need to see how quickly the United States can implement a solution for the bottleneck before being able to further assess future arrival times. Many shipment manifests have still yet to be fully collected before they berth or dock to begin offline, so specific information by item is limited at the moment. Per usual, we'll update product statuses accordingly as they are received, and send email notifications once an item physically arrives at our warehouse. So that's from one newsletter. I think you're going to see newsletters like this going out. It's going to matter time when you're going to get a newsletter or notice from Amazon saying that your delivery times might be a lot longer than you think. If you use Amazon Prime, it's your standard 2-day delivery time frame or immediate delivery time frame is going to stretch up to 2 days, 3 days, a week, or worse, 2 weeks. So this is why that you should get your goods in whatever you need. Order for basic goods or anything, get two it each when you go out, every time you go out. But outside that, if there's any electronics, games, DVDs, manga, anything, I will get them now. Don't wait until mid-November. Get them now. Because even though the Port of Los Angeles is open 24 hours a day, there's still a lack of workers and a lack of truck drivers. And it's going to last for the foreseeable future. It's not going to get any better. So I will start preparing and I'll start buying your goods that you've been waiting to buy. Start buying them now. Because it's going to get a lot worse. This is JK from the Ministry of Otaku signing out. Have a good day. Or evening, wherever you are.